Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Want to give you further proof of just how scripted the world of professional sports and entertainment are. After game one of the NBA Finals, one of the big narratives was Rihanna versus Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant supposedly made a big shot and then stared down Rihanna. Rihanna was reportedly yelling brick at the line while he was shooting free throws. Understand this is all stage theatrics, all part of a planned narrative. And before we get into this, what I want to do is go back to May 23rd, 2017, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cavs and Celtics. At halftime, they showed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum, and just before they went to the commercial, they showed two images. They showed one of Jay-Z and one of Rihanna. And I'm going to play this quick clip. We're not going to talk much about Jay-Z, but just know that this came on May 23rd. And when I think of May 23rd and Jay-Z, I think of Bonnie and Clyde. Jay-Z did that song with Beyonce Once Upon a Time, Bonnie and Clyde, before they were married. Bonnie and Clyde were murdered in history on May 23rd. So the camera, it shows Jay-Z, who was in attendance at Game 1, along with Rihanna. But anyway, the camera goes from Jay-Z to Rihanna. And of course, they have the song from 10 years ago, 2007, the Umbrella song that got a lot of radio play that year, possibly more than any other song. So 10 years ago, Jay-Z and Rihanna had a song together. They show these two before they go to commercial. And understand, I documented this. I didn't upload it until just yesterday just to show people a quick clip. But I just knew that there was some reason they showed us these two during halftime. We've talked about the connections between LeBron and Jay-Z before. But just check this out and then we'll get into the rest of it. This is what they showed us right here. So there it was, just a quick clip. Jay-Z, Rihanna. I said, I wonder where this is gonna go. We only had to wait till game 1 of the NBA Finals to find out. So here it is, Truth Seeker. Look at this headline here. Apple exec appears to shout at Rihanna to sit down during NBA Finals game. Now, if you're following pop culture, you might have noticed that for the NBA Finals, they have a theme song. It's Kendrick Lamar's Humble, where the chorus is, sit down, bitch, be humble. Sit down, emphasized about game 1 of the NBA Finals, where the theme song for it, again one more time, is sit down, bitch, be humble. Of course, if you hear him play the music for the NBA Finals, they edit out the bitch word, but it's still the same song. So, sit down, bitch, be humble. Why was this song chosen for the finals? I'm going to show you why. There's a very logical reason when you know gematria, and it explains a lot. Notice that sit down sums to 85 just like basketball. So this is about a basketball game. The theme song. Let's look more. The name Rihanna has gematria of 38, like finals, like rapper. She's a female rapper. They showed her and Jay-Z hugging. Jay-Z, a rapper. Rapper has a big connection to this year's NBA Finals, in addition to having the theme song be by the rapper Kendrick Lamar, who we'll get to. Her beef with Kevin Durant, who scored 38 points in Game 1, as I already talked about. Now notice this, the word rapper also has gematria of 88, which is a huge number for the Warriors this year, a number I've been talking about since the day Kevin Durant joined the Warriors. Remember last year the Warriors won 88 total games, regular season and playoffs. They won their 88th game exactly 88 days after Steph Curry's Pi Day birthday, plus Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Rihanna are all born in the year 88. All born in the year 88. And magazines such as The Source let people know that 88 represents hip-hop. Hip-hop. H-H. H is the 8th letter. The Source has never taught anybody about gematria, though. Again, a Jewish practice related to Kabbalah, the belief that God created the world with language when God merged the letter with the number. So anyway, here's Rihanna and Sean Corey Carter, Jay-Z's birth name. Rihanna's birth name is Robin Rihanna Fenty. Look at both of these names. They both sum to 88. They both sum to 88. And they're not alone in the hip-hop world. As I continue to explain, so many of these entertainers are born and bred to be. From musicians to actors to athletes, they're chosen from birth, like LeBron with chosen one on his back. So now here's Kendrick Lamar, who has the theme song, Humble. Kendrick Lamar sums to 57 like NBA Finals. Number we talk about all the time. Last year the Cavs won 57 games in the regular season. I said, there's your further proof that the Cavs will win the championship. That was last year. You might recall Villanova, their 57th tournament win ever was the championship over North Carolina. We see it again and again. The Patriots just won the Super Bowl in the 57th season of the Patriots. 57, a number associated with championships. Kendrick Lamar has the theme song for the NBA Finals. Now look, the song is called Humble. Humble. This song came out on the date LeBron James lost, which we're going to get to. But Humble sums to 25, just like Finals sums to 25. There's all these comparisons with Jordan and LeBron. Jordan won the Finals 25 years ago. LeBron missed that dunk. They said it was like Jordan missing the dunk 25 years ago. So Humble has gematria of 25 and 61, just like the word finals. Ohio has gematria of 29 and 61. Since game 1 of this season, I've put out a video talking about the significance of 29 and why we would have the Cavs and the Warriors for the third straight time. The word pi equals 29. Steph Curry has the Pi Day birthday. He scored 29 on his 29th birthday on Pi Day, which I predicted before the game began. The first ever Pi Day was celebrated in 1988, the same day Steph Curry was born. Also, Philadelphia is a huge part of the riddle here. The Warriors, originally from Philadelphia, the first team to win the Pro Basketball Championship. Philadelphia has gematria of 61 and 101, which is also coded into the track Humble. And with regards to the 101, from Rihanna's birthday, her birthday is February 20th, from her birthday to sit down was 101 days. Just like the song Humble says, sit down, bitch, be humble. Again, this song came out the same day LeBron lost, which we're about to get to. And again, Philadelphia 101, big numbers. Trav W., who's always doing brilliant work, he noticed that if it goes to Game 7 this year in the NBA Finals, it'll be the Warriors' 101st game of the season. And again, the Warriors originally from Philadelphia, a biblical city named in the book of Revelation. If you missed my work from 2 years ago about the May 12th, 2015 Philadelphia train wreck, which was a straight-up hoax, completely made for TV, and everyone should have known it was a hoax. I mean, the story was that it broke on Twitter. A former congressman, this fat, overweight man, supposedly was in the train wreck, traveling 106 miles per hour, and he broke the news through Twitter that there was this wreck, and then they showed him on the TV. His hair was all perfectly in place, not a scratch on him. He was like Bruce Willis from Unbreakable, but even more impressive. Whole story fake. And remember, that train was traveling 106 miles per hour. The number of prophecy and destruction. Revelation, the book of prophecy and destruction. Complete hoax. Did a lot of work on that train wreck. It was all synced up with the NBA Finals. I told people then that was further proof that the championship would be Warriors and Cavs. LeBron James had the movie Trainwreck coming out right after the Finals. Anyway, that was in Philadelphia. He noticed that derailment has gematria of 101. And again, that was before the first of the 3 finals between the Warriors and Cavs. All goes back to Philadelphia. LeBron has all the Revelation connections. Philadelphia named in Revelation. So, here's Kendrick Lamar. He better be careful with that last name, Duckworth. I already know the gematria of that. Kevin Duckworth, murdered by the numbers. That name has a fateful gematria behind it. But anyhow, notice that Kendrick Lamar is 29 right now. He wasn't born in 88 like the rest, but he's the right age right now. He's 29, just like what's coded into his theme song, Humble. Interesting that he's born in 87. Kendrick Lamar, 87. The name Stephen sums to 87. You might have noticed Stephen hit a 87th points for the Warriors with the longest three of the game. He was about 10 feet behind the line. 87th points from Stephen. So, with regards to the song Humble and that emphasis on the word bitch, what a chorus. Sit down, bitch, be humble. And that's the NBA Finals theme song. Anyway, notice that bitch has this gematria of 93. If it's Game 7 again this year, it's going to be in Oracle Arena. Last year, the Cavs won with 93 points on the real King James's birthday. Did you guys catch the score of the first game? 91 to 113. Remember, Matt Barnes equals 113, like mainstream, like dishonest. He put in the 113th points. Cavs lost with 91. If you sum 1 through 13, it totals 91. Last year, LeBron won in his 13th season. 91, a number that represents 13. Put it together, it's 204 points. First game in Oracle Arena. Oracle Arena also has gematria 204. There's why we got that score. And it was all about Durant. Durant equals 24, a lot like 204. So this man right here left some good comments. He saw some things about the Sit Down Humble song as well. I'm going to link this post. He's speculating that perhaps the Warriors will sweep. And he's saying that would be 88 days after Curry's birthday. It's possible. Remember, pi also has gematria of 16. Here we are in the NBA Finals closing out the 2016-17 season. If the Cavs or if the Warriors do sweep and go 16-0 in the playoffs, understand it's all about pi. Go back and watch all the videos I've done on the Warriors and pi this year. There's been a lot. So some more comments from this man. He made great points. Humble was released March 30th. March 30th. 3 plus 30, 33. NBA Finals 33. LeBron 33. James 33. Cleveland 33. Michael 33. Bulls 33. From the release of that song, March 30th, to Game 1 of the NBA Finals was 63 days. Cavs 63. Racism 63. Just one more time, I want to make sure everybody knows this about the LeBron James racism story. Notice the word racism. 27, 45, 63. Look at Cavs. 27, 45, 63. And if we throw in Jewish gematria here, it gets even more important. Racism equals 213. LeBron's home was supposedly burglarized with the racist spray painting in the 213 area code Los Angeles. And as I pointed out, Game 1 of the NBA Finals was LeBron James's 213th game all time on June 1st, the day that leaves 213 days left in the year, and which was also a span of 213 days until LeBron's birthday, December 30th. 213, racism, connected to the NBA Finals, something I've talked about so many times in the past. There's so much racism stamped on black history, and when you watch the NBA, you're watching a sport that's mostly young black men. Remember, Len Bias murdered 213 days after his birthday in 1986, the first year of the name, the NBA Finals. But anyhow, think about these words. Both the words bitch and nigger have gematria 42, like LeBron James. This song came out the same day LeBron lost to the Bulls with 93 points. You see? And we just talked about how this word equals 93. You see? Last year, LeBron won with 93 in Oracle. The way all of this is orchestrated, again, is by the Zionist Jews who control the entire show. They control the sports leagues, they control the recording industry, they control the movies, they control your government, they control your money. They got the whole show, in their hands. And I listened to that Kendrick Lamar song. He's talking about how much money he's stacking. Well, who's paying his checks? The same people who are telling him what music to put out. And I guarantee you this song was not his own creation. This song was not his own idea. This song is all part of the planned Zionist Jew narrative that we're living out. You know, look at who runs the NBA. Look at who runs the recording industry. It's not a secret. So then these tweets about Rihanna yelling brick. Remember Rihanna 38, like rapper, like how Durant scored 38 points. Supposedly she was yelling brick while Durant was at the line. Brick 38. The song Humble also has gematria of 38 if you take into account the exception for the 19th letter. In reverse gematria, that's H. H can be 1 or 10. If you make it 10, Humble's 38. The song for the finals. The song connected to Rihanna in this Game 1 riddle, which was foreshadowed May 23rd in the quick, camera exit before the commercial, as I showed you at the beginning. Using the septenary cipher, Humble also sums to 22 like basketball. The Cavs lost by 22 Game 1. Interesting that Humble also has the Kabbalah cipher of 89 like King James. Remember, it's all about King James. Last year the Warriors lost with 89 points on the real King James's birthday. This year Humble's the anthem. King James in the septenary cipher also sums to 33 like LeBron, like James, like Cleveland, like NBA Finals. And just to remind you guys, the word king in Jewish gematria is 66, just like LeBron is with the alphabetic order, just like LeBron James is with reverse direct reduction. They're calling him the Dawn from The Godfather, another 66. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, where all the coding comes from. I guess I was going to make 2 separate videos, but let's just put it all into one. Let's talk about the real King James now, in light of knowing how much of this coding has to do with King James. The real King James was the first king to rule over the 3 kingdoms that we now call the United Kingdom. England, Scotland, and Wales. And King James ruled over those 3 kingdoms for 22 years. 3, 2, 2. And in Jewish gematria, let's not forget what the NBA Finals is. 322. The name James in satanic gematria is 223. Very relevant cipher. Showed that picture last year, all year. And because I showed it so many times, you can just do a Google search and it'll come up now. It'll probably take care of my blank. If you write LeBron James 223 and search the images, it's going to come up fast. Or am I wrong now? Maybe they fixed it again. Oh, it was showing up a lot. Oh. Where is it? Maybe if I type in some more here. Love Irving. Let's see if this pulls it up. But last year they ran that ad all year. Of course it's not going to work. Well, this even works right here. This isn't the same thing. But last year they had that advertisement with them dressed up like biblical figures. And they had it Kyrie Irving, LeBron, and then Love. So 2, 2, 3, 0. But here you get the same arrangement. It's not arbitrary. This number code, and this number right here, 223, this is the most important number in the entire Bible. They reopened the tomb of Jesus this year on March 22nd, 22/3. Again, King James has a Bible named after him. But check this out. This is just mind-blowing. King James died at age 58. And King James has a lot to do with the Rosicrucians, who have a lot to do with modern Freemasonry. Dying at 58, Rosicrucian 58, which means Rose Cross 58, Freemasonry 58, Secret Society 58, Solomon's Temple 58, Craftsman 58, plus a whole lot more. King James was the first Freemason king in the UK, and he was a Rosicrucian, dead at 58. Not only that, he died 84 days before his birthday. He died 84 days before his birthday, or 2 months and 23 days. And why does that matter? King James is connected to Francis Bacon, who was known as Lord Bacon, who a lot of people say is the reason the United States of America exists. There's this stamp from the 1600s, Lord Bacon, the guiding spirit in colonization scheme. Scheme. That's what we live in. We live in a scheme, an ongoing Masonic Jewish scheme. A nation born out of genocide, murder, that's been at war, that's all about taxing poor people without representation. This is a scheme, a world domination scheme. You understand? Him dying 84 days before his birthday, Masonry equals 84, secrecy 84, Lord Bacon 84, United States of America 84. LeBron James, what year was he born in? 84? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So, they also mention this. At 57 years and 246 days, James' reign in Scotland was longer than those of any of his predecessors. 57 years, that's our number for Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which we already talked about, connects to the NBA Finals. And who does all this? The Jews, who, structure all things around the moon. The moon, the Jews. If you missed my work on George Washington being inaugurated at age 57, 4 of the first 5 presidents inaugurated at age 57 in Washington, D.C., where the headquarters of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are, as well as the federal government. The name George equals 57, by the way. George Washington. But here was his reign. He was, and also get this, King James became King James at 13 months of age. LeBron James won on the real King James's birthday in his 13th season. King James became king at 13 months. So think about that. It goes to show that kings back then, no different than presidents today. They are stooges for the people who truly operate behind them. And the most awesome thing of all about King James is that he became a Freemason at the age of 35. King James became a Freemason at the age of 35 years old. 35? Remember, King James equals 35. In this last game, remember what they did at the end of the game? They said that the Cavs only shot 35% tonight, and they made that announcement while they had 89 points. But look at this. King James became a Freemason at 35 on one of the most Masonic dates he could. But also, that means that he died 23 years later at age 58. The word King 23. LeBron wears 23. He advanced to the NBA Finals with 35 points in 35 minutes. Big number I talked about before the game. This year, the Warriors have Kevin Durant, number 35, who lost his coach in murder by numbers at age 35. That's why he wears 35, his high school coach. Game 1, the Warriors scored 35 points in the first quarter. Iguodala from Philadelphia knocked in the 35th points. Kevin Durant scored the 35th combined points of the game in the first quarter. Both team scores taken into account, plus a whole lot more. Now, the date King James died, here's where we bring it to this year's NBA Finals. King James died March 27th, 1625. Remember, finals equals 25, humble 25. But that was a date with 71 numerology. 71. Here we are in the 71st season of the NBA. Game 1 of the finals was Steph Curry's 71st playoff game of his career. The Warriors have been in Golden State since 1971. Remember, this season began on a date with 71 numerology. The baseball World Series began the same day the finals started. It was a date with 71 numerology. It was the first time Chicago was in the World Series in 71 years. King James died on a date with 71 numerology. And if you read the long post I put together for the Game 1 breakdown, I said that the symbolism could represent the killing of the king. So, 71 numerology, King James died on. The word Catholic equals 71. There was supposedly beef between the Catholic Church and the Rosicrucians. King James, born Catholic but raised Protestant. Remember, the Catholics have the Masonic order, the Jesuits. Read about the Jesuits and the Rosicrucians. Supposedly a lot of bad blood there. Anyhow, Catholic, Talmud, both 71. Here we are in the 71st season of the NBA, the trilogy, all about King James. King James also died on a date with 55 numerology. King James has gematria of 55 as well. The man who became a Freemason at 35. So, the other point that I want to make is the date his reign began, July 24th, 1567, when he was 13 months old. King of Scotland is how he began. That was a date with 113 numerology. And we just saw the Warriors win with 113 points in game 1. Remember, that's the name of Scottish Rite, or the number of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. But it's also the number of mainstream deception. Mainstream, dishonest, Matt Barnes, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Number coded on a lot of deceptive things, especially in the world of pro sports, which are all deception. They have so many men fooled. If you're alive, you've never seen a professional sports game in your life that wasn't scripted. You've never seen a college championship in your life that wasn't scripted. Never. Not once. This stuff's been going on since the 1800s. So unless you were born back then, these are the facts. Couple more notes about King James. Something interesting. In the King James Bible, there's a note about Acts 12:4. In every Bible, it talks about Passover except for the King James Bible, which is where the word Easter comes from, which is a tribute to the Eastern Star, which is the sun. Kind of reminds how David Stern said the NBA is not a sport about, or it's not a league about basketball. It's a league about making stars. And remember, the word star has gematria of 58, like Freemasonry. Easter, Eastern Star. It's all about the sun. The Catholics made the day of worship Sunday. Anyhow, he changed the word from Passover to Easter, which is only true in the King James Bible. It's interesting that the word Easter has gematria of 23 like King, isn't it? He died 23 years after becoming a Freemason at 58. Passover, for the record, has gematria of 47 like Christian, like the degrees on the Freemason compass, which is so special as well. Very special number to the Zionist Jews that still observe Passover. Anyhow, the King James Bible, the 1611 version when it came out, look at how old King James was. He was 45 years old in 1611 when this Bible came out. Holy Bible, 45 forwards and back. And here this year is the 47th year of the Cavs. The first season where it was Cavs versus Warriors in the finals, that was the 45th season of the Cavs. You see? The 45th season. LeBron won in the 46th season. In the KGV 1611 edition, Psalm 46 leaves 666 chapters remaining. 666. And let's not forget why that is important. As I said, trilogy has gematria of 666. We're getting the trilogy. Let's not forget that King James has a 106 birth numerology. Last year, LeBron James won on the 106th Father's Day ever. Speaking of father, the Rosicrucians have the story of Father CR. CR is 33, like James, like LeBron, like Cleveland, like Masonry, like secrecy. Hold on. Sometimes I go on these tangents and I forget the point I want to make. Oh yeah, but LeBron won last year on Father's Day. If it goes to Game 7 this year, it's going to be a Father's Day as well. Consider that King James died at age 58, 23 years after becoming a Freemason. And again, last year, 106th Father's Day, real King James's birthday, who had 106 birth numerology. He was born June 19th, 1566. It was the 106th Warriors game of the season in the 106-foot-tall Oracle Arena. They always pay tribute to that number 106. They did it in Game 1, stopping the clock at 10.6 and then putting it right on LeBron sitting on the bench. They do it again and again. in that 106-mile-per-hour train wreck in Philadelphia, that big hoax, all a tribute for the finals. Philadelphia, named from the book of prophecy and destruction. And in this world, they're entertaining us with prophecy and destruction. But this is what it is. It's all a scripted ritual. It's all a tribute to history. And, you know, with regards to Kevin Durant wearing 35 and LeBron being King James, which equals 35 as we talked about, think about the initials KD. K equals 11 with the alphabetic order. D equals 4. KD, Kevin Durant, 11-4. Check out LeBron James. LeBron James, 114, 11-4. Look at the word history, 114. You see? And as I was explaining last year, LeBron James was connected to the Brexit vote, and he was connected to the U.S. election. And all of these stories are interconnected, their New World Order agenda, and they're foreshadowing a greater war. If you missed my work on the 1978 movie about the 39 steps and the Great War, check this out. Brexit equals 39 as well as 33, like Great War 39. All of this stuff is symbolism. The basketball games are a rigged distraction. Everything is in this world. We're just living out an agenda with all these false scripted storylines thrown at us. What they're foreshadowing is World War, you guys. World War 114. Cleave the land. Warriors. You see? World War, Holocaust 114. Pearl Harbor 114. The face of World War II's Winston Churchill. The main character also in 1984. The book about the nation, always at war, 1984, United States of America, 84, King James dead 84 days before his birthday. We're deep in the game. This agenda of world domination, it's been going on for centuries. You know? Centuries. And this is what the true symbolism is of the third, we're looking at the Third World War, the third game between the Cavs and Warriors in the NBA Finals. Let's remember what it says one more time. Lord Bacon, the guiding spirit in colonization scheme. And that reminds me of another good word. Colony, 84. United States of America, 84. Lord Bacon, 84. Masonry, 84. Secrecy. Or no, that's not the one. Zionism. That's the one. And the whole thing with the Rosicrucians is Father C.R., he was down in Jerusalem, and then he came back with the knowledge, the old world knowledge to share with people, and he was rejected. Then came the secret society. Then came the agenda of domination. And perhaps it's a true story. I mean, for any of us who have knowledge, we know how much the people around us mostly hate it. Most people do hate knowledge. Most people hate truth. You know? So, I think we covered about all of it there. Oh, I guess speaking of 84, colonization scheme, Durant, 84. Remember, Kevin Durant signed on July 4th, the U.S. birthday to the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to write United States of America. Pay attention to the Jewish gematria. 929. Kevin Durant's birthday is September 29th. September 29th. 929. July 4th. You see? And just for good measure, I want to go back and look at this. I forget how many days it was from his own birthday when he signed with the Warriors. July 4th, 2016. It was how many days before his birthday? It was 87 days or a full span of 88 days. Like Rapper, like him being born in 88, Steph Curry being born in 88, Warriors winning 88 games last year after Steph Curry's 88 days after Steph Curry's birthday. So there it is. You know, that's why they showed Rihanna May 23rd. It was all part of their planned narrative for once we reach the finals. If you guys can't see it after this video, you'll never see it. Never. Never. One more thing about 35. Catholic 35. LeBron played at a Catholic high school. King James, born Catholic, became a Freemason at 35. Steph Curry went to the Catholic college. At the Vatican, they have the statue of the giant pine cone, which represents the pineal gland, which represents your mind's eye, which is what it's all about. Controlling the masses, controlling the mind's eye. Notice the 35 and 46. Check out Catholic, 35-46. Check out RFK, 35-46. His brother JFK, killed at age 46 in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. He was the 35th president. It was all part of a puppet show by the numbers. JFK assassination, 187th year of the nation's existence, on 11/22. You see? These rituals in history, always ongoing, always by the same numbers, always the same culprits. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time. Just want to make this point about the War of 1812. This year, June 18th, will be the 205-year anniversary of the beginning of this war between the United States and UK. France was also involved, all Masonic nations. Again, LeBron, he was connected to the Brexit vote and the U.S. selection of Trump. All riddles, all connected to war, what's coming, War of 1812, the 205-year anniversary being on June 18th this year, probably not coincidental. All-seeing eye has gematria of 205. And notice also what treaty ended this war, the Treaty of Ghent. Look at this. Treaty of Ghent, 187, the number that represents ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Remember, Paris, France equals 187. Washington, D.C. 187. George Washington 187. Society of Jesus 187. There's 187 chapters in the Torah. This number connects all of the entities that control this world. The Jesuits in the Catholic Church, the Zionist Jews, the Freemasons in high places. The Treaty of Ghent ended the War of 1812. And interesting that Treaty of Ghent and All-Seeing Eye both sum to 61, like finals. You know, special number that represents time as well. And here we're talking about tributes in time. The date that it began, June 18th, 1812, also a date with 54 numerology. Remember, Oracle equals 54. Last year, the Celtics snapped the Warriors' winning streak in Oracle Arena at 54 straight games. If we get a Game 7 in Oracle, June 18th, remember all of this. It's all scripted from history, you know? Until next time.